All right, it was good to get the guys back today and seem refreshed, ready to go. Their focus was good. Concentration was good. I think their mind's in the right place. Um, Started preparation for New England, but it's more about the preparation of ourselves, and I think we took care of some of that last week and this over the weekend. So, any questions?
Freddie, how pleased were you to see Kareem back, and how did he look?
Very pleased, and I thought he looked good. Um, he looks like he's in good shape. Moved around good. It's always good to get good players back.
Were you guys caught off guard at all by the league, allowing him to do this? I know they've been monitoring him and what have you, so this is probably a good thing all around.
Not really caught off guard. Just we were happy to get him back.
Having him, practice for 2 weeks now before he can play, how will that help him be better for the Bills?
Well, I think Kareem had a good spring, good training camp. He went out with an injury early on in training camp, so any reps that he gets is good. But it's best for the most part. It's just good to have him back in the building. Been back with us, continue to support him in every way possible as a player and as a person.
How did Baker look? I know you guys were just resting him last week, but how do you look good? How's the hip doing?
I thought he looked good today. He's focused, concentrated, threw the ball well, moved around good. He's good to go.
Freddie, how would you characterize I don't know if the attitude's the right word, but how did the guys come to work today? I mean, did you feel like there was a renewed sense of energy as you guys prepare for the second half of the season?
I think we had a couple of good days last week. I think we carried that over to today. Mentally, I think these guys are hooked up and ready to go, and continue to build one day at a time. Nothing's changed. It's continuing to build one day at a time, continue to get better each and every time we go out on the practice field or the game.
You guys were going to discuss it during the bye week. Are you going to make changes in the offensive line?
We had several guys getting reps at different positions today, and we're not ready to say anything yet. Yeah.
Do you consider how major of a decision is this to reconfigure your line? I mean, there's risk, there's reward. Is this just part of the job, or is this a key thing in this team's immediate future?
As far as what moves are you talking?
Yeah, because it's tough to make changes on the fly, and if you're contemplating a couple, that's tougher, I would think.
Well, if we're contemplating moves, it's always you take into account everything and try to predict the future a little bit. But ultimately, it's our job to get the best people out there that gives us the best chance to win one game. And that's all we're looking to do is just win one game right now.
Do you feel like you have what you need? I mean, in the event that John can't make any trades or add any more offensive linemen, do you feel like you can upgrade if you need to at certain positions, that you have what you need right here on your roster?
I think you're always looking to get better from a personnel standpoint. But listen, talent's not the issue here. We need to play better. We need to coach better. So that's what I would say to that. I know that you're wanting to hear that we need a better so-and-so position, whatever. But that's never going to be the excuse here. We need to play better, and we need to coach better. And once we do that, we'll start winning games, and these questions don't come up.
Obviously, went to bye week, did your self-scout day without giving anything away. Just how did that process go, and how much did you, or were you able to learn?
Well, I think, we're 50-50 in a lot of areas, and that's what you want to be. We did the things necessary from the standpoint of personnel grouping, self-scouts, run-pass ratios, down and distance ratios, what we're more likely to do and stuff like that. The same, we're just kind of evaluating game planning versus ourselves to see how we would attack ourselves. And, it's pretty good. Ultimately, it comes down to us making plays and us putting them in good position.
In terms of the defensive line, in relation to the fact that it was seen as the strength of the team, maybe the strongest collection of guys at a position group, how has that come along so far, and where's that probably going from here?
I think they've played well at times and not so well at times. I think we need to be consistent across the board more, just like we do at every position. You know, it's only a strength of your team if you can go out and put it on the tape every time, and that's what we're striving to do. Offensively, defensively, defensive line, offensive line, linebackers, everybody needs to get better. Everybody needs to do their job and continue to get better each and every day, and hopefully they're taking that mindset, and I think they are.
We didn't see Demarius Randall out there today, and he said last week he wasn't sure he'd be able to play against the Patriots. Can you give us an update on him?
It's just a day-by-day thing. He's doing rehab right now, so it's day-to-day.
I'm not sure you answered this, but if you do make changes on the offensive line, you always talk about continuity and all that. So how disruptive would changes be?
I think those guys have to be a cohesive unit from the standpoint that they've got to have each other's back, because those 5 spots, and the tight ends included a lot of times in that, have to be willing to pick up the slack if somebody's in a different or difficult situation. So I think that's always part of your decision, one of the factors in your decision when you make a change like that. But you know, but it's our job to put the best people out there to win one game, just like I said before. You know, we'll see how that shakes out.
You've been asked about the downside of making personnel changes or even schematic changes. What are the upside of making a change like that in the season? Can something like that give you a boost that you might need at this point in the year?
I think when you start talking about a group of offensive linemen, they have to feel good about the person lining up next to them. I think anytime you make a change like that, it does not go very lightly. There's a lot of thought that goes into that, and when you make a change, you expect it to be for the best. And if we were to do that, that's what it would be. It would be with the thinking that it'd be for the best from the unit and from the team.
Does it give you any comfort that you guys did make a change last year at left tackle mid-season that seemed to really benefit you?
Yeah, that situation is different than the situation now, I think. Every situation changes, just like teams change from time to time. But listen, changes happen during the course of the year, and you make the changes hoping that it's for the betterment of the team, not any one individual, for the team. And if we were to do something like that, that's what we would feel like we would be doing that for that reason. And hopefully it would enable everybody to play well and play better than we've been playing.
Talk about through that process of potentially making changes. Is that a
You guys really want to know that if we're going to make, you're asking the same question like over and over about, just, I don't know if we're making a change yet. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. If we did do it, it would be because I felt like it was the betterment of the team. What else can I say about that? That's about all.
Is this strictly amongst you and your coaching staff? In other words, do you bring John in the front office into this discussion, or is this just strictly you and your staff?
That's my call. But do I get input from other people? Yes, I do. That's the reason why we put together an experienced staff, so I can get their opinions, but ultimately it's my fault if it goes bad. So it's my decision.
What components of Justin McCray's game and resume make you think he could play tackle?
Excuse me?
What components of Justin McCray's game, skill set, resume make you think he could play tackle?
Who said he's playing tackle?
He said he worked there today.
But he also worked at guard and center. Did he say that?
Yeah.
So why did you bring up tackle?
Well, because it looks
listen,
like you're making a change at left tackle.
I think Justin's very versatile. Justin can go in and play all 5 spots. He even snapped the ball some today. When you lose, we lost Austin last week, and you have to make concessions for different people going down, because you usually don't take but 7, sometimes 8 of them to the game, so they have to all be kind of versatile. Justin's one of our more versatile guys, though. And if he were to go out there at tackle, I would have total confidence in him, if that is what you're looking for. Don't get upset, all right?
I'm not.
Another question on Hunt, and that is, as he gets worked back in, we know that by all appearances, including what these guys were saying, Nick and Kareem are pretty good friends, getting along on that level. Now you're entering a new dynamic when you're talking about time shared a position. How do you imagine that's going to go when you work Hunt into the rotation and Chubb's roles is just a little bit different?
I would expect, and I know that the dynamic of them would not change. They would continue to be friends. I think those are two individuals that you have no doubt in your mind that they're here to win football games. And whatever it takes to do that, they'd be willing to do. I have total confidence that that's the way both of those guys feel, and that's what I expect.
I get another line one for you.
No.
Is it just left tackle that's being considered, or there are multiple teams?
Who will be on the sideline with you? That's a joke.
Last week, Miles had that incident with the fan got punched. Were you relieved that it wasn't? I mean, it could have been a lot worse.
I was glad the guy ran, you know. Yeah, I mean, of course I was glad he didn't get hurt, but, Myles Garrett's a good person, and it's just sad to see somebody take advantage of a good person like that.
Does that say something about
And I
him?
hope I'm not committing any legal issues here, but I think we've gathered all the facts.
The way that Garrett handled it, say something about him, though?
It says something about his character, of course. Miles has tremendous character, and I think the door was locked from the inside, so it took him a little more time. Just kidding.
Sometimes you see, people outside looking to get autographs. I'm sure there are other occasions where this can happen around town. Do you talk to your guys about?
You know what? It's sad that we have to talk about things like that, but we always stress for our guys to be careful. But who could ever see something like that coming? You see guys all the time. You see people all the time that's wanting to take pictures or get autographs or things like that. And usually the other part of it gets reported, right? The guy that won't spend time taking a picture or writing or signing autographs and all that, and then that guy becomes what? I mean, he's like not really family friendly or fan friendly. You hardly ever see the other side of this, which is just sad that somebody would take advantage of it like that, especially with a guy like Miles.
Did you get any of that team feel you were hoping to get that you had talked about as we headed into the bye? Did you sense any of that?
I think sometimes you don't realize things are happening. All right, so we've done a good job since the spring of recognizing a problem and identifying that problem and then trying to fix that problem. So if things kind of tend to, in your mind, kind of get away from, sometimes you lose sight of what the real direction is. And if we did anything over this bye week, then get our focus back on what direction we wanted to head, it was a good thing.
We watched tonight's game.
Hopefully that answers your question.
We watched tonight's game with some guys from the team here.
Did you watch last night's game?
Yeah.
Did you watch last night's game?
A little bit, yeah.
You see Dallas?
Yeah.
What'd they do before the half?
Well, they got that field goal.
And? Come on, did y'all watch the game or not?
Okay, not that.
They scored twice.
Yeah.
How long, Tony, did it take them to score twice?
But when you watch it, we watch it with guys here, and it's it's not the coach's cut and all that stuff. But what do you get out of it when you're watching your next opponent? Kind of a freebie watch live on TV.
We'll still go back and watch it on tape. They don't show all the angles, which is very evident. I'm not criticizing anybody, but they don't show all the angles on television. So we'll still go back and watch it like normal. So whether it's on television or not, wouldn't matter.
During the off week, you said everything was going to be kind of on the table as far as assessment. Did you have a chance to look back at assessment of yourself, and what did you come away with?
I think I do that on a week-to-week basis. You know, of course, there's some things I'd change, some things I get criticized for, and I wouldn't change. So, you know, it's kind of a week-to-week thing, and I'm ongoing, continuing to get better. I'm no different than our players. I want to try to get better every time I go out there on the practice field, in the meeting rooms. I did it as an assistant coach, and I'm still doing the same thing as a head coach.
Did you take a day or two off?
I did this weekend. I did. It was good family time.
Horse shows or something?
No horse shows this weekend. One of the very few times that there's not. Well, yeah, I had to talk to my daughters about not listening to you guys.
There was a feeling of, in town today, the Ravens won. It's like, like that doesn't help this pursuit of this division. What were your feelings about them beating Seattle?
Nothing's changed for us. We're worried more about us than the Ravens. We play them again. We're worried about us. It doesn't matter if we don't get better, and we continue to get better, and we do what we're supposed to do. We can only control us. That's what you're describing is across the league. You know, there's 16 happy teams a week, not counting the buys. There's 16 happy teams and 16 teams that the world is ending. All right, so we just want to be one of those happy teams more often than we're not. So we're trying to stay focused on what we can control, and that's how we practice today and how we prepared in the meeting, and then we'll worry about Wednesday, Thursday, and on down the week. And then when we get to Sunday, we need to put them in a good position to make plays, and they need to make the plays.
Watched the game last night. Would you like to complete your point there?
I'll let Tony have a report on that game Wednesday. All right? Yeah. With timing and scores, Tony. With timeouts. Excuse me?
116, I think, right?
Yeah, that's amazing, huh? I mean, I bet, well, I'm going to leave it at that. Tony, that report's due Wednesday, all right?